So here we are, the 10th episode of HBH podcast. I've been doing this series for over 8 months, and we're finally at the 10th episode. I am so slow at making these, so I want to apologize, and I feel like I apologize every time I release a new episode, but yeah, I'm just really slow at making these. YouTube is just like so stressful, honestly. It's almost like a daily thing with me to where like I'm like, oh, I want to make a new podcast or a new video, and it just never works out, and it just keeps stressing me out. Honestly, I tried to film the 10th HBH podcast yesterday. If I can talk, that's another problem I have. I just can't talk ever. Yeah, I tried to record that yesterday and that didn't work out. So I'm going to do it today and I hope this works out better. But I want to talk about the new Exorcist movie by David Gordon Green called The Exorcist Believer. Yesterday or the night before, I don't know when, we got 3 new posters for the film. And honestly, let me just say the posters look good. They're really cool posters, but I've seen a lot of people say that the posters look great and they're excited for the movie. Guys, you have to realize we haven't even seen a trailer yet. I've heard that they're showing the trailer at some theaters before they show certain movies. I don't know what movies those are, but yeah, apparently some people have seen the new Exorcist trailer, but us as the public, it's not on YouTube. We haven't seen the trailer yet. So a lot of people are kind of jumping the gun. They're like, "Oh, the movie looks great just by the posters," and they're excited for it. You guys got to remember, this is the guy who made Halloween Ends. Now, let me talk about the Halloween trilogy. I've talked about it tons of times on the channel, but I'm going to do it again. The Halloween trilogy by Blumhouse, David Gordon Green. It's cool. It's fine. I think Halloween 2018 is awesome. I'm a big fan of it. Halloween Kills I like, but it has its problems. And Halloween Ends I think is just garbage. And it worries me because I don't think that David Gordon Green is a bad director. I just think he shouldn't be doing horror movies. I feel like horror isn't the right genre for him. But that's my personal opinion. And I'm not trying to throw any shots at David Gordon Green. I do think he's a good director. He's a good creator. He's not the best writer. Even the people who works with him on writing these scripts, they're never great people. I mean, the writing to Halloween Ends was better than 2018 and Kills in my opinion, but that did not save the movie. He had just a terrible story idea for Halloween Ends. And that's another downfall with David Gordon Green. He just comes up with terrible ideas. And there was a test screening for The Exorcist Believer, and that test screening was awful. Like, people did not like the movie. I believe they're reshooting for The Exorcist Believer right now, which is not a good sign. I do hope that David Gordon Green and that crew can go back and fix the potential mistakes that they've made, fix the things that the fans didn't like. So I hope they can get it on the right track. But as of right now, there hasn't been anything really positive said about this new Exorcist movie. And let me remind you guys that David Gordon Green is supposed to be making a new Exorcist trilogy. This is the beginning of a trilogy. And I feel like if this movie bombs, I don't even know if we will get a trilogy. They may cut his trilogy off. They may let him do one more. But I don't know if we'll get a full trilogy because it's not looking good so far. I see some people excited for this movie, but to be honest with you guys, when it comes to social media like Instagram, Threads, Facebook, I have been seeing a ton of negative things said about this new Exorcist movie. People who aren't even excited for it. Again, I've seen people who are excited for it, but overall, people are not excited, and it's really sad. And you guys know that Linda Blair is supposed to be involved with this movie, and Ellen Bursley, I think that's how you say her name, the mom from the original Exorcist. She's probably in it for like 5 seconds, though. I remember when they said that she was going to be in this movie, and then like a week later, she like wrapped production. She was like done, and I'm like, yeah, she's going to have like a 5-second cameo. And Linda Blair being in this movie is not going to save it. I think it's really cool that she's in this. She's iconic for the Exorcist franchise. But she's not going to save this movie. To be honest with you, I don't think Linda Blair even cares about the Exorcist movies. I really think that she's just in this movie for a paycheck because she got a good paycheck, honestly. Because she's like a animal rescue person or something like that, and I think that's really cool. But honestly, I think she could care less about the Exorcist movies. So yeah, I don't think she's going to be a saving grace for this movie. I think she's just there for the paycheck. Let me be honest. Um, Again, the posters look cool, but I don't know if I have faith in this movie at all. I'm pretty sure the writing's probably not going to be great. The story's probably not going to be great. It's probably going to be shot pretty well, though. You know, David Gordon Green's good at doing that stuff. So I would imagine it's probably going to be shot pretty good. So I guess you have that to look forward to. And I'm not fully trying to hate on this, but personally, I'm not excited for The Exorcist Believer, but I am going to give it a chance. I'm not going to say that it's going to be awful because, you know, the trailer might come out and I might think, oh, that's not a terrible trailer. Or the film might come out and I might think this isn't a bad Exorcist movie. So I'm not going to fully hate on it right now, but my hopes are not high. You know, don't have your standards like way high, especially when it comes to David Gordon Green. I mean, just look at what he did with the Halloween trilogy. He started out really strong, and then honestly, after that, it started going downhill. There was problems, and that led to awful Halloween ends. So it could be the same with this. Maybe these reshoots will somewhat save this movie. I doubt it, but maybe it'll be a decent Exorcist movie. And then once we get into that second film, and of course that last film, maybe it's going to start going downhill. I don't know. So don't have your hopes too high. As an Exorcist fan, you know, I can sit here and admit, if I can talk, that this franchise has more bad movies than it has good. So I would hope that this movie would be good, that this trilogy would turn out to be good, but the chances of that are really low. But as an Exorcist fan, I hope it's good. I'm still going to check it out probably. I don't know if I'll see it in theaters. I might just save my money and watch it on streaming at some point, or you know, maybe buy it if I come across it like really cheap at a pawn shop one day. I don't know. But right now I'm not excited for it. Now, the trailer might change my mind. So once that comes out, maybe I'll change my mind, but right now my hopes are not high. And I hate to say that because, again, I really want a new good Exorcist movie because this franchise mostly has bad films. And that's super unfortunate because this franchise has a lot of potential. I mean, The Exorcist from 1973 is a classic. It's, in my opinion, the scariest horror film of all time. And then once you pass that film, it's just pretty much garbage. Other than The Exorcist 3, I don't want you guys to think I hate The Exorcist 3 because I actually love The Exorcist 3. The first one and the third one are masterpieces in my opinion, but all the other films for the most part are garbage, which you have Exorcist 2 The Heretic and Exorcist the Beginning. I think that's all of them. And then of course this new trilogy coming out. So yeah, the franchise is not strong, and that's just so unfortunate. And you know, with David Gordon Green being attached, and honestly even Blumhouse, if you want me to be honest, I think a lot of Blumhouse products are usually hit or miss. So yeah, and it looks like this one might be a miss. A lot of people are not excited for it. And like I said, David Gordon Green being attached kind of worries me. He did okay with Michael Myers at times, but overall, he's not the best when it comes to the horror genre. And I'm not sure if he's even ready to take on something like The Exorcist. You know, Michael Myers and Halloween is a slasher franchise. This is a supernatural possession franchise, so I don't know what he's going to do. I'll check it out at some point, but let me know in the comment section down below if you guys are going to be watching The Exorcist Believer. Do you guys think David Gordon Green can actually make a good Exorcist film? Let me know all your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below on The Exorcist Believer. With that being said, I will talk to you guys really soon.